Hey guys, today we're going to do a section on solving quadratics by factoring. You have done all of this before, so this is going to be review. We're going to go through this quickly. This is in packet number 2. So your steps are up here at the top. It tells you to move all terms to one side and set the equation equal to 0. That's important. Then you're going to factor, then you're going to set each factor equal to 0 and solve and write your answer as the solution set. You do not need to do the braces. Just put x equals whatever numbers that you have. Or you can write x equals a number, x equals a number. So as we look at problem number 1, we have two terms. Both of those terms have a greatest common factor of x. So we're going to take the x out. We have x plus 9 left. Set it equal to 0. We were able to start right on step 2 because step 1 was already done for us. Set each factor equal to 0. And x is equal to 0, and x is equal to negative 9. You can write it that way, or you can write it as x equals 0, comma, negative 9. Problem number 2 is another greatest common factor. This time we're taking out a 4x. What's left is x minus 2. Again, we were able to start at step 2, set each factor equal to 0, and x equals 0, and x equals 2. Taking a look at problem number 3, we have two terms, subtraction in the middle. Both terms are perfect squares, so we do difference of squares. Two sets of parentheses, one with a plus, one with a minus. Square root of the first, square root of the last. Set each factor equal to 0. And x equals negative 2 and positive 2. You have difference of squares again for number 4, two perfect squares, subtraction in the middle, two sets of parentheses, one with a plus, one with a minus, square root of the first, and square root of the last. Set each factor equal to 0. Notice we're doing the exact same thing every single time. And remember, your steps are going to lead to your solution. Subtract 5, divide by 3. And add 5, divide by 3. So x equals negative 5/3 and positive 5/3. We have trinomials without a coefficient of x squared in number 5. So we're going to set two sets of parentheses equal to 0 with x and x, two factors that multiply to give you 21 and combine to give you negative 10 or negative 7 and negative 3. Set each factor equal to 0 and solve. X is 7 and x is 3. There is nothing new in this section. You guys have already done this work in the factoring chapter. We have a GCF of 2 in number 6. 2 times x squared minus x minus 12 is equal to 0. So two sets of parentheses. Don't forget that 2 out front. X and x. What multiplies to give us negative 12 combines to give us negative 1 is negative 4 and positive 3. We don't need to set 2 equal to 0 because 2 cannot be equal to 0. So x is 4 and x is negative 3. In number 7, we don't have a greatest common factor, but we do have a coefficient of x squared. So we're going to need to do the x method. So 3 times negative 30 is negative 90, negative 13, and division by 3. So as we think about what multiplies to give us negative 90 and combines to give us negative 13, we're going to use our calculator. Start by 90 divided by 2, divided by 3, divided by 4, etc. And 5 is going to give that to us. So it's negative 18, positive 5, and we're going to simplify to get negative 6 and 5/3. So we have x minus 6, and 3x plus 5 is equal to 0. Setting each factor equal to 0 gives us x equals 6 and x equals negative 5/3. Don't forget, if you have questions, just create a questions box anywhere on your packet. We have another x for number 8 because we do not have a greatest common factor. We have negative 24 and 5 in division by 6. What multiplies to give us negative 24 and combines to give us 5 is 8 and negative 3. That reduces to negative 1/2 and 4/3. So we have 3x plus 4 and 2x minus 1 is equal to 0. set each factor equal to 0. Remember the steps that you take to solve to get your answer. Subtract 4, divide by 3, add 1, divide by 2. So x is -4/3 and +1/2. We're going to do just another one or two over on the next page just to make sure that you understand step one, because we haven't had to do step one yet. Let's take a look at problem number 10. Problem number 10 has x squareds on both sides. So we're going to start by subtracting x squared and combining like terms. 6x squared plus 8x is equal to 0. GCF of 2x times 3x plus 4. Set each factor equal to 0 and solve. X equals 0 and x equals -4/3. And the last one that we are going to do together is problem number 14. We're going to subtract x and subtract 4. And we get x squared plus 10x plus 25 is equal to 0. So what multiplies to give us 25 combines to give us 10 is 5 and 5. And because those factors are the same, you only have to set it equal to 0 once. The answer is x equals -5. If you have questions, make sure you put them in the questions box. You can always come see me before or after school. I hope you guys have a great day.